G'day everybody, welcome back to World of Tanks with Napalm. Today we are rolling out in the Type 62, the premium Tier 7 Chinese light tank. This light tank is arguably one of the better light tanks at Tier 7 after the light tank nerfs a couple of patches ago. It has a pretty good 85mm gun with 145 penetration on the standard shell and 220 on the premium shell, which should be more than sufficient to deal with targets of equal tier, and should be reasonably effective at shutting down higher tier opponents as well. Fortunately, the Type 62, after the light tank changes, didn't get nerfed that badly. In fact, it got buffed. It no longer sees tier 10s. Which is great news as we're coming up against tier 5s this game. First shot into the game, and that's the Panzer IV-H. Nice easy penetration there. Lining up an SU-85, and oh, that's a disastrous shot there. Could have aimed that one a little bit better. The T-3485M is hiding behind the bunker, so we don't really have a shot on him as of now. Now we are on Siegfried Line, on defending side of an assault map. Sparpanzer 1C cresting there, but he instantly gets tracked and he pulls back quite quickly. Now I'm not sure whether that one went in or not, as we barely had a hitbox on that T-3485M. So, the Type 62 is running football camouflage, which we earned from the football mode marathon? Whatever you want to call it, folks. Which is quite unusual, as none of the rest of our team seem to be running something, which makes us look quite unique. First hit of the game, and we were quite lucky to bounce that shot. Unfortunately, the KV-1s there will not be bouncing our shot, as we quickly decide to run away. Our team is not really supporting us here, so we'll be running over to the other side of the map as quickly as we possibly can. So we realise that the Sparpanzer has crested as well, and taken a nasty shot, but fortunately we bounced it. So we're lining up a shot in the OI, green penetration marker, but the shot flies a little bit too far to the left there. We're looking for a second, but that also bounced. So we're loading now the premium ammunition, and that had absolutely no problems with going into the side armor of the OI. Another shot in, why not? Now you notice here we're using the trees to try and conceal our position, and the OI gets shut down. 3-6 is the score, and it's not looking too good for our team. We've already lost a Tiger 1, and it's just myself and the Jag Panther for top tier tanks. So we're heading down the zero line now. We could try and help the T-34S up in A7, but unfortunately I don't think that's where the fight needs to be. The T-28 HTC is isolated in the city. The Tiger 131 is moving up to engage, so we are moving now to support him. Looking for a shot, and perfect shot into the little cupola on the side of the tank. Lining up a shot now, trying to find the killing blow, and we do, shutting down the T-28 HTC for our first kill of the game. 6-9 is the score now, folks. Make that 6-10. The team is collapsing quite quickly. So we decide to head back up and try and pick up a few killing blows on the tanks that seem to have not pushed the T-34S. Maybe they were worried that I was still sniping in the back. Panzer IV-H is a one-shot. Sparpanzer 1C is a 1 or 2 shot, depending on if I high roll or not. And the Panzer IV-H is shut down by the artillery. So knowing that I have got the hit points here to take this engagement, we're rolling over and aiming our shot. Perfect. Bit of a low roll, but not too bad. So we now see that the SU-85, standard SU-85, is sitting on the ridgeline, not really using much cover, so we get a shot into him quite easily, and he promptly runs away. Sparpanzer, on the other hand, is quite elusive at dodging our first shell, but not our second. So we secure our second kill of the game. 8-12 is the score, and unfortunately we are one of 3 tanks remaining, which is not good for our team. I take an unnecessary hit from the SU-85 there, but we manage to shut him down before he reloads in time. Artillery is having none of it though, and we are frantically trying to run away, as the T-34 smells the blood, and he knows that I am not going to last very long in that position. So we head out to the field to try and use our view range and outspot the enemy. Now I'm a little bit concerned about where the enemy artillery might be, so I'm looking ahead, but we decide to take a shot at the T-34. Our first shot misses, unfortunately, but we're lining up our second shot, and I don't quite have the gun depression here. This is a bit of a misplay. Fortunately, he misses as well, but we are now the last remaining tank on our team. Our fuel tank gets blown apart there, and right there was the moment where he could have fired and set me on fire, and I could have gone up in flames. So, we are now, excuse me, that was 1 versus 6, we are now 1 versus 5. And Kolobanov's medal is on the line. 4 kills, 10-14 to score, and an enemy vehicle is on the capture. Now at this point in the game, I honestly don't think I can win, because the enemy has an ONI, which was reasonably healthy, and it would take a miracle to pull off a win. Fortunately, the 2 artillery have decided to run into the open, and we'll be more than happy to shut them down and send them back to the garage as quickly as we can. First shot into the M41 HMC leaves him on very, very low hit points, but now the enemy know where I am, so it's up to me to quickly move in and engage the enemy to take them out as quickly as I can and maybe make it back to the enemy base. Shot into the M44, and unfortunately for them, neither of them are looking at my direction. Kill number 5, kill number 6. Phew. But hang on a minute. What's that sound? An MT-25? But shouldn't the enemy have capped? That's right, folks, the enemy have gone for the no cap kill all mentality. Gotta kill the napalmer. MT-25 is seriously overestimating his chances here, and we shut him down for kill number 7. So we've now turned our 1 versus 6 into a 1 versus 2. 13-14 is the score, and I do believe it was the ONI that was on the cap. And he's decided that it's more effective to come chase me into the open field. Now we realise that the ONI might be able to hit us, so we're putting ourselves behind the ridgeline and trying to take him out as quickly as we can. The ONI has realised his mistake and is trying to back up, but unfortunately he doesn't quite understand that showing the side of your armour is not the best way to survive. Lining up a shot, and 2 minutes left on the clock. ONI has realised his critical error and is frantically running back to the base, but we only got him down to 500 hit points, which means that we will seriously need to do a lot more damage if we are going to try and win this game. We've already done 3,800 damage, much more than any light tank, let alone a tier 7 would be expected to do. So now we know the ONI and the 3485 will likely be heading towards the cap. They have 1 minute 20 seconds to pull off a successful capture if they are to win, and they've already realised that they can't chase me down. So we have 1 tank now on the cap, and we're heading over to the 0 line as quickly as we can to try and set up an ambush. 1 minute siren is going off, and we now have... Ooh. As I was saying, we now have very limited time to try and secure the win. So, with 42 seconds of the game and 39 seconds to cap, this is the critical shot. We nail this next shot on the ONI, we win the game. Unfortunately, his frontal armor is showing. This is going to be a really tricky shot, folks. But we nail it! We had high explosive ready just in case we needed to pull it off, but we nail it. With 23 seconds left on the clock, there is literally no reason to go chasing after the enemy. It's time to run away, hide our tank, and wait for another 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Game over, folks. It's a Kolobanov medal. So, when we look at the battle results, we can see that we picked up a Mastery Badge, Ace Tanker, High Caliber, Top Gun, and the Kolobanov medal. Now we picked up 4,400 damage, 7 kills, and a respectable 500 assistance damage. Now, if we went chasing after the remaining enemies, we might have picked up an 8th kill, and it would have been a very, very tasty Radley Walters. But playing it safe and going for the win is probably the much better alternative. Looking at the rest of the team, we did significantly better than the rest of the team. And I think, personally, the team will be quite pleased in the result we pulled off. A massive shout out to the Oni on the enemy team, who decided to drive off Cap and give us the free win. So, looking at the detailed report, we made a very, very respectable 139,000 credits. After resupply, not paying too much on premium ammunition and consumables, and making a very healthy profit. 7,000 XP from our ×2 first victory of the day, and as you can see, we were running boosters as well. So, the Type 62, very good tank. I enjoy it, and I'm sure you will too. Till next time, hope you enjoyed the video, take care, and I'll see you then.